Man, what a beautiful day out on the trail. Now, being from Canada, I'm used to seeing snow and ice in late November. In fact, I've gotten off pretty easy. There's barely any here. But check it out, my friends, the Ace 1. At the time of this filming, this is still pre-released, due out in the next few weeks from what I understand. But I did do an unboxing video of this, going over the truck in great detail. I will link the video in this video, of course, either in the video description box down below or via a card for you guys to be able to see in the video. Now, look at this, a lot of questions, a lot of things people want to see with this truck today, so I'm going to do my best to oblige. I was hoping to keep it kind of clean, but I know you guys are excited to see it, so let's do it. Now here is a major root system. You guys can't really see how big this is, but it's snarled and gnarly in there. And the rise is about a good 25 feet. I figured this would be a good place to see its climbing ability as well as a little bit of articulation. Now I do have a 2-stage transmission. I am in low gear right now. Switch it up to high to give me some more wheel speed. See if I can back up and over. There we go, power. Much longer wheelbase, so I have quite a bit of clearance when coming over a large hump like this. I think I'm going to back it up just to show you guys how much of an extreme climb that really is. The camera does it zero justice. So right here, up over this hump, the root. And of course, all this looks super easy. It is, but normally a lot of the rigs get hung up right here, where this one seems to have more of the clearance. Anybody that comes to this hill will concur. And this climb doesn't look tough at all, but it is all on an angle that's quite steep. You guys can see it there a little. I'm going to attempt going up there basically with some speed. You guys are facing up the hill, so it's making it look less severe for sure. Back into low gear. Let's go up there to see some of the fight. Yeah, that definitely shows the angle better. I'm currently caught on the back. Not really making an effort at the moment though to get over it. It's that area right there. So I may need some more wheel speed. So I'm going to back off a little bit here and take a run at it. A little bit more. Yes. Keep crawling. Facing straight down now. Still in low gear. Beautiful. No problem. And of course, a lot of the viewers were asking for an articulation test on this, so we might as well see what we can do right here. There we go. Up on the rock, please, on the ridge. Okay, now there is full flex right there. You'll see the back tire is still on the ground. Beautiful flex shot. Lots of articulation. And the rear is still down. I would say that's probably max. We're getting there right now. You know, not too bad. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Let's actually drive right out of that. See if we can side hill it. Pretty good. Okay, now here's where people were talking about the steering wire getting in the way, and is it going to be a concern? Possibly. Look at this. Here is where it is getting caught, just like everybody would say it was. Now it's going to roll. Now is it going to snap eventually? Possibly, but I can't speculate right now. So even though I know it's there, what I'm going to do is back up my truck like this. Simply kind of save my steering for the moment. Great, nice and stable. So even if that cable does break, it's good to see innovation. I'm glad to see some creativity other than the steering rods that are always up front. But we'll see how long this cable lasts and how I drive it. Right now I've got a 3-cell lipo in there. It is a 3800 series. It fits perfectly into the battery slot. So here's a pretty cool rock crawl I'm going to attempt. Up over this ridge, I'm going to try to climb up on this ridge right here. To put it into perspective, there is my radio. Oops. There is the radio height. Up here, I'm going to try to climb up onto this ridge. It is very, very steep. There, perspective-wise. So up, and somewhere up here. My goal is to end up here no matter how I do it. All right, up and over. There, I'd like to be there. I'd like my rear right tire to go up on the rock diagonally as well. Oh, kind of like that, but not quite. Abusing it, testing the drive line. Oh, almost. Oh, my first scratches, guys. I did it for you. Look at this, right on the hood. You're like, I can't even see them. Right there. Oh, right there. And across. But you know what? No good rock bouncer should ever be left unscratched. I'm getting turned around. Almost. Okay, more wheel speed, second gear. Well, for today's video, it seems that this is going to be too high. Now, I never have done this with any of my other vehicles, but I thought it would be a good attempt at least. And I could put a helper rock in there, or I could take this opportunity to use the winch. Now, this winch from Capo actually has a free spool on it. It was not part of the kit. It would be an extra cost if you guys did build it. You'll notice I took off the lights today only because I knew I'd be rock bouncing. I didn't want to break them off. So let's go ahead and do the switch for free spool, which is just this little toggle right here that basically disengages the winch from the gear against a spring. So it is spring loaded. Then I can take this, simply undo it. What I'm going to do is I do have a rock that's up here used for winching. I would assume that's what I'm going to use it for. And hopefully I can winch myself up and over. Okay, so I am running the winch with a remote control out and in. What I'm going to be doing is as I'm winching it in, I'm also going to be using throttle to start crawling up the rock. Here we go. Now I'm going to want to be careful of the fair lead as well, because as it wraps, it's going to want to wrap it in a funny way. I don't want it to wrap around the spool, so if I was a driver, I'd be getting out, ensuring that my cable wasn't winching in a funny way. Aha! And we are up. Now, not overwrapping that winch line, but you can see we're all the way up. I'll undo the winch line. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just move big rocks around to help you winch? Okay, so one of the things I've noticed about when I was winching in real world scenario here, this fair lead opening is too wide. So as the cable comes over and it starts to pull on an angle, it'll start to spool outside of the winch, like on the outside of the spool there. So be careful. It's never worth jamming up your winch, of course, you know, because then you got to cut the line and restring it. So if you get a chance, and that's the beauty of RC, you can go ahead and just move the cable if it's going to wrap itself weird. Now, we are up on the rock. I will be attempting the slow crawl. Oh, stuck right away. This is pretty extreme too, though. Oh, looks like my slipper clutch does need a tightening. Yeah, that's going to be an extreme. Don't give up, Badachka. Ah! Come on, you know you want it. I'm gonna have to attempt that again. I'm too far down the wall. Oh, hard hit. How did it take it? How does it hurt? I noticed the hood comes undone fairly quickly. Another huge scratch. But that's okay. Maybe if you lick it, it goes away. And it does! Until it dries and it's still a scratch. Okay, so that front latch is doing good. I think next time I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna put some double-sided tape and make sure this can stay down. Well, I'd say that I failed on the lines that I picked. They were pretty extreme, not making excuses, but it's not like I'm the best driver in the world either. But overall, not bad. I think it has potential. I just got to practice with it more. Did get it scratched up, but it's time to move on to the trail. Okay, so my goal is to make it up to here. By this point in the hill, it's basically straight up. And then I'm gonna try to get up to here, turn around, and then be able to come back down without rolling the rig, is my hope. Gotta climb just to get up here. Here we go. Oh, my slipper clutch. It's definitely slipping, so I need some maintenance. But after a first build, not really a surprise. Oh yeah, you heard it, but I stopped it with the old leg. What if I switch gears? Low gear. No, same thing. It's just that slipper clutch, I think, that's really giving me the issue right now. And here I'm way up here. Woo. Okay, time to turn it around. Without rolling it. I wonder. Even with a bad slipper clutch, can you do it, brother? I'm on half throttle right now. There we go, there we go. That's basically to the root system right there. It ain't going anywhere past there. Big, huge roots come out. Right on, I'm happy. Whoa, 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 it's just sliding. There. I hate having a bad back. I'm glad I'm wearing my back brace. Woohoo! Everybody's like, oh, my traction slash, or, you know, anything would beat that up the hill, but it is super severe. And yeah, speed totally does help, but the art of the slow crawl is really what I was after today. Okay, so I'm gonna, well, if I put it in free spool, then it's not gonna have any drag brake. I think that's a mistake if I don't go past the rocks first. Come on, don't brake, that's the secret, don't brake. There we go. There, right on. Okay guys, so there you go. There is your look at the Capo Ace 1. My steering is still working. I did have to be careful sometimes not to really put a lot of stress on the bottom. And even though I scratched her up on the rocks a little bit, I think it was totally worth it just so you guys could have a good show, right? Guys, I hope you're inspired as always to get outside, go into the wilderness, have some exercise, get out and enjoy the hobby of RC. It really is something that brings the world together, brings the community together. And if you feel so inclined, get out that video camera or take some photos of your rig, because we're all sharing them across the world. If you're a subscriber, great, thank you very much. Remember to go to the main page or beside the subscriber button, hit the little bell if you want to be notified of all of our videos that come out. That way you can always be in the know, and we'll see you in the next episode of RC Adventures. Bye. Right to the end of the battery in high gear. Cyclone! Let's go home.